Welcome to another edition of Gypsy Radio. This is JT reporting in after the round 8 victory versus the Kumas. I've got, making history here. I've got two guys on the line. I've got the coach, Shane Saxon. How are you, Shane?
JT, good mate.
And I've got, you might call him the vice captain. You might call him, I don't know, chief abuser. But it's Brendan Day.
G'day JT, how you going mate? Good to be on.
Yeah, very good. So glad to have you both. We're gonna stick to our 10-minute format, just try and run through a few things quickly. All right, so fellas, the reality was the heat was on after the first loss of the year. Shane, how did you find the response?
I thought it was a quality response last night. I've only just myself sat down and watched the first half of the review. I'm yet to watch the second half, but on review of the first half, I thought the blokes responded. The disposal efficiency was much better. There's still room to work on, to be honest. There's still plenty of room there for improvement, which is a good thing because you don't want to get to a stage where you believe you're perfect because then you're just going to get your pants pulled down. So we need to keep improving, but the improvements were vast on the week before. But the week before was embarrassing. You know, we faced those issues head on, and I think the blokes took it on board, and I was pretty impressed with last night's effort, and probably more impressed with my own efforts as the first game of coach.
Excellent. Yeah, it was a quality performance, and the camera work was great. Brendan, any further comments?
No, spot on there. The coach was very good last night. Got us to the right positions we needed to be. As he said, that we needed to lift and respond after last week. It was a poor effort, and the ball skills was a lot better, and that's probably contributed to the win.
All right, Shane, I want to know, what were your highlights from the night?
I think my highlights in general was probably the way we moved the ball. I think I said it last week. Our game plan suits playing against the Kumas because they don't run so hard defensively. So we found it easier to move the ball from defence to forward. But as I said, that was purely against the Kumas. We'll probably get a reasonable run at it again this week against the Stallions or whatever their name is. But I think the delivery inside from the midfield inside the forward 30, I thought was quite good. I thought it was much better than the week before. The leading from our forwards was again improved, but I think there's room for improvement there. I thought delivery, in particular from the Black Bowden, was very good.
Yep.
And yourself, JT, was impressive. I just watching the review then of the first half, I found myself a couple of times yelling out, "Oh, you kicked it too high." There was a few of those high, slow kicks again. That's a key. That's just got to, you just got to use your brains.
You think we've got to eliminate that a bit?
Well, it's purely the example of what I've said. That's something that we can still improve.
Yeah.
And we weren't perfect last night. We were a lot better, but there's still room for improvement. So I think we need to improve. There was only a few. To be fair, there wasn't much really. There was only a few. Keep the ball a bit lower. You take the mark. You got to take your 4 or 5 steps back. Get back behind the mark as quick as you can, so then you can kick it lower. Because you feel as though if you're too close to the mark, you kick it up, and then it just gives the opposition too much time to spoil. But it only happened a few times. Our disposal efficiency was a lot better, and individual highlights. I think the standout performance of Lawrence Pace was an unbelievable performance. I asked him, as I said on Saturday, on Sunday when I went round there. I said, I outlined his role.
Yep.
I mean, he couldn't have played it any better, mate. So that was my highlight.
Okay, yeah, he did kick it back. Could have gone to 10, but he peeled off the armband and handed it on. Brendan, I want some lowlights for you. What do you think actually let us down and stopped us from winning by more?
Yeah, obviously, the possession. No, sorry, the hitting targets was a bit better, but as Shane said, there is still room for improvement, and obviously next week might be a dead rubber to be honest, but we'll obviously give it everything we got. But the week after against a much better, much quicker side, we need to move the ball a lot quicker and then a lot more precise than sort of last night. We need to make sure that keeps going, and obviously also hold our marks. I got one on the wing that was an absolute sitter.
Yeah.
We can't give up chances like that. That was a low light of my performance last night. And then obviously I think there was a few others that might have claimed a few marks. I think Fabi might have claimed a couple as well. Pretty simple chances and a few loose kicks from a few guys as well. Doesn't help, but we got improvement to do. But all in all, it was a pretty good performance in the end.
Okay, Brendan. So we've beaten the Kumas and we seem to match up well with them. We've got the Stallions next week in what should be, let's not take it for granted, what should be a romp at Anning Park, and then we'll likely play the Fifes again. There's a bit of a rivalry between the Fifes and the Kumas to be sorted first. But Brendan, would you say it's a test for the coach to adapt the game plan?
Well, I mean, he gets paid big bucks to come up with game plans, so I would expect that he should. So I don't know what sort of thinking he's got going for that last game of the year, but all will be revealed in a couple of weeks' time. But we've got to look to next week first and just make sure we get the chocolates, and then look at the next week after when it comes. But Fifes will be hard to beat, and we obviously have to be on our game, and I expect the coach to pull out everything out of the bag.
Shane, you got any comment there?
Well, the old term about work with your form. I understand that. I've always been a firm believer, but we've got basically a free hit next week because we qualified for the granny. I'll have to make the decision. Really, I'll sit down during the week and toss a few things up. I might actually spin the magnets a bit this week, and Jack Duffy might find himself playing a full forward. We need to find a full forward this week. Jack's out. I'm doubtful. I'm probably more unlikely than likely. Therefore, maybe we turn the board upside down this week. We had some good performances through the midfield this week. An open Nain and a Fabnane stepped up, so we know now that they can play more than one role. And maybe a Stevie Day needs to put. He might put his hand up as well and say, maybe I need to play that second forward. And a Timmy D'Souza might have to go back. We've already penned in Lawrence Pace to start in the back pocket.
Yep.
So maybe a few of these changes, they might come to fruition during the week, JT.
Brendan, does Timmy actually? Can you confirm reports he's got a tattooed forward armband on his wrist?
I can confirm reports that it is tattooed on his arm. I saw a little tweet last night from him. I think he put his disposals up, and then obviously said 20 leads as well. I'm thinking to myself, 40 minutes game time. If you're leading once every 2 minutes, there's problems. So, that number should be 50 or 60 leads. As much as he's a permanent forward, he's a second forward, let's be honest. And we have guys that come out of the square, but there's a role there. He had 2 goals, 3 I think last night, and out in the pool as well. I mean, that's 6 shots on goal. You turn them into 5 goals, 1 or 6 straight. You've had a big night. So,
absolutely.
He's saying that leading 20 times in a game, sort of half complaining that people aren't kicking into him. Well, you've had your chances and you kick 2-3.
Yeah, look.
This is why we don't kick it to you.
Yeah, look, it does suggest maybe some education required. Maybe you might have to get the whiteboard out during the week, Shane.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit more worried about Timmy D'Souza just in general. He would seem to be a bit missing in action today. A few text messages weren't replied. He was a bit lackadaisical on the email. So I'm a bit worried about his welfare more than his leading, to be honest, mate. Yeah,
he's got a lot. He's got a lot going on. He's taken on the role of UF commissioner, and maybe they'll have to help him out a bit there. But
I think he's picking up his new car or something, isn't he, or something like that? I don't know.
Oh look,
reports that he's got a new car.
But it's priorities, Brendan. If you're gonna schedule in a new car, at least push it out to like a Wednesday or a Thursday. Don't let it interrupt the core activities for the week. Shane?
Well, let's be honest now. Definitely not kicking it to him next week.
Absolutely.
He was trying to talk to me about his new car yesterday, but he gave me a bunch of crap about not listening to something. But I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. So I don't know where he is, to be honest.
All right, quick. We've gone about 8 minutes now, 8.5. So we're just gonna do something real quick. I just want your first reaction. We did this last week, and I think it brought out what actually was going on behind the scenes. There was no sugarcoating it. So I'm going to alternate, but I'll nominate you to respond. So I just want the first thing that comes to mind. Brendan, you're up first. Brendan, I want the backs.
Solid last night.
Shane, forwards.
Forwards were very good, but I still think there's room for improvement.
Brendan, Omo in the guts.
Very, very good.
Shane, Stevie D's efficiency. Better, yep. Brendan, Jack Duffy as a human being.
Possibly the best man of all time.
Shane, Brendan in the ruck.
His ruck work was terrible, to be honest.
Mate, did you see my chapter?
Hey, this is not the format. I'm running this show. Brendan, Timmy D shooting at goal.
maybe backline next week.
Shane, Fabbers are back.
Reliable.
Brendan, hooves as a linchpin.
The exact word, linchpin of the side.
Saxon, hooves as a linchpin.
Yeah, unbelievable, to be honest. Unbelievable. The difference last night.
Brendan, Clint Sax's hamstrings.
As good as the Triple D side this year.
Shane, Sibbo's deal for Lockie Neal.
It was disappointing.
Brendan, the quality at Fitzy's.
Balloons, great.
Shane, tech support.
The what? Say that again?
I want to know how the tech support went.
Oh, the tech support, what? With uploads you're talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That needs work. That needs a lot of work.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. Shane, I just want to comment, what are the changes coming for next week?
Well, I'm assuming Big Bluesmith is available. That needs to be confirmed, but he'll be. I'll confirm that later in the week. I would assume that C. Saxon would be a certainty to miss. He might be out for another couple at least, and that just leaves. I haven't been made aware of any other unavailability, and I'm unlikely. So it looks like a C. Sax for a Bluesmith.
Excellent. That sounds good. All right, Brendan, thanks for coming on. Your first appearance on Gypsy Radio. I think you put in a reasonable performance.
Yeah, no, it was very good. Thank you for having me on. Just quickly, there may be some more Gypsy Radio Saturday without your presence, JT, but that will be confirmed.
Absolutely, yeah. Go for it. It's an open platform. We encourage all things on the tube, don't we say?
Absolutely. I think it's an important part of our team makeup is getting as much Gypsy TV up on the tube as possible. Put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thanks, fellas. It's a pleasure talking to you on a Tuesday night.